Hello, on the show today we talk about the Black Widow movie, the Inferno poster, young Han Solo, Russell Crowe in the Mummy reboot, a Slender Man movie, Predator 4, Sharon Stone to appear in the Marvel movie, and much more on the Zedos Game podcast.
Benny, bring me everyone.
What do you mean everyone?
Hello and welcome to the Zedos Game podcast. I'm Joseph Buchanan, and over to my right is Sacha Allari. Say hello, Sach.
Hey, Sash.
How have you been today, Sach?
Yeah, I'm good. You?
Not bad.
Awesome.
How's the week been? Have you been up to?
Well, I've just been working, man.
Yeah, just working.
Just working.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
The first topics we're going to talk about is we're going to start with trailers that dropped this week, and there's quite a few. This week we have Urge with Pierce Brosnan, Bad Moms, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, The Shallows, and Now You See Me Too trailer. And so we're going to start with The Urge. This is a trailer that is about, it looks like it's about a drug that Pierce Brosnan gives to these bunch of young, youthful looking people. A lot of things, I guess it's quite predictable what happens. It's a drug that you can only take once apparently, and they take it more than once and bad things happen. Trailer, what did you... trailer? Sach, what did you think of this trailer?
Well, it's good to see that Pierce Brosnan's got work. That's what I thought about the trailer. It didn't really excite me. I was just like, okay, a little bit predictable where this is going. I felt I'd seen the whole movie in the trailer, and like, I don't know, we'll see, I guess. It's been directed by Aaron Kaufman. It's his first film. He helped produce Machete Kills and Sin City 2. It's got Danny Masterson from the 70s show in there, I saw. Yeah, Pierce Brosnan's got work. That's good. I didn't really care about this trailer, to be honest. It just looked quite predictable and quite, yeah. The minute they said you could only take this drug once, I was just like, okay, well, they're going to take it again. And lo and behold, they showed in the trailer they took it more than twice. So obviously very bad things goes down. That guy with the beard looked like he had a crisis of conscience there, blaming Pierce Brosnan. And he's just like, yo, I just sell the shit. What you do with it is your problem. And like, I must say, Pierce Brosnan looks pretty pimped out in this trailer. He's wearing some crazy shades. I didn't know whether he was a pimp or whether he was like there for the Emmy Awards or something. The
Emmy Awards?
Well, he just looked really pimped out, man. I mean, like, he didn't look like James Bond. He just looked like a guy with like...
You know he's not meant to look like James Bond.
I know he's not meant to look like James Bond, but like, you know, he just looked completely different. You know, really, I don't know who his tailor was on that movie, but like it was something different. I wasn't feeling this movie, man. I really wasn't.
Look, the trailer. It's not.
Well, yeah, I wasn't feeling the trailer.
Yeah. That's what we're talking about.
We'll see. We'll see when it comes out. I guess maybe I might think it's like an amazing film, but like didn't sell me at all. I was just like, yeah, when's the next trailer? When's the next thing coming in front?
To be honest, I don't think it needs another trailer.
Yeah, I don't think it does.
It's very self-explanatory and what.
Yeah, you're either on board for the ride or you're not really with this one. So I'm not really.
Maybe it's all a dream and we wake up in Bobby Ewing's shower.
Maybe.
You don't get that reference, do you?
No.
Okay, fair enough.
To
all the people that do, you know what I'm talking about. Okay, so next trailer is the Bad Moms trailer, and I don't really have much to say about this one.
Yeah, again, I felt it was kind of weak. I mean, like, you know, was it? You got Mila Kunis in there, you got Kristen Bell, Christina Applegate. Hey, it's good to see Jada Pinkett Smith's back in films, I guess. I mean, like, I guess Gotham's really done something for her.
Do you know she's been in other films before?
I know, but like, you know, I don't think I've seen her in a film in a long time myself personally. You know, it's being directed by the writers of The Fat Hangover. I mean, these guys seem to do everything together. John Lucas and Scott Moore. You know, like they directed 21 and Over. They write a lot of comedies. yeah, they wrote The Hangover and its sequels. Hopefully, it'll be more like The Hangover 1 and not 2 and 3.
I like the third Hangover film.
Yeah, someone had to. I think the bit with the giraffe was the one that made me laugh most in that trailer. But we're talking about the Bad Moms trailer. I mean, like, you know what? It's a good premise. I could see potential in the idea being funny, but the trailer didn't really do it for me.
Yeah,
I don't know. I think it's because we're both guys and we don't have kids. I don't know. Any bad moms out there that are checking out our podcast? Have a look at the trailer and tell us what you think. It could be hilarious.
I don't think you necessarily have to have kids to watch this film.
I just didn't think it was funny. I was like, yeah.
I thought it was funnier than the Ghostbusters trailer.
Yeah, that's been voted like the worst movie trailer ever put on YouTube lately, hasn't it?
Yeah.
That was a thing this week.
That wasn't hard though, was it?
Are they getting another trailer? I mean, the movie's out like next month, right? For Ghostbusters?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, well.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, so I don't really have much to say about my Bad Moms trailer, but it's got Christine Applegate in it, which I'm always glad to see on screen. So, yeah. Is this a sequel to not Bad Teachers? What's the one with the kids? No, that was Mean Girls. Sorry.
No, it's not a sequel to Mean Girls. No,
Yeah.
not by Tina Fey's anywhere near this. She wrote that one.
Okay, well, going on to the next trailer is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Out of the Shadows, which is the third trailer that has come out, and this gives a bit more in-depth look to who they are. It kind of separates each turtle and says, okay, Leonardo does this, Leonardo does that, kind of like what the cartoon did in the 80s. It said Leonardo leads, Donatello does machines, yada yada yada. Not in this, it didn't do it like that, but that's the feeling I got from it. And so it looks a bit campy. I thought I'd be happy to see Bebop and Rocksteady in this, but I don't care. Yeah, I guess I'll watch it. I never watched the first one, but as the trailer, it's fine. It's fine.
Yeah, it was a good trailer. I'm not gonna lie. I thought it was a pretty good trailer. This time it's been directed by David Green, that did Earth to Echo. Yeah, it was. You know, Bebop and Rocksteady are in there. They look like Bebop and Rocksteady from the cartoon. Krang's up in there, which looks like the 80s cartoon. I think they've really taken notes to what failed in the last movie by adding more characters to the Turtles. Hopefully that's the case. Hopefully we get more Ninja Turtles in this movie. I wasn't a fan of the first movie. I thought it stank like dog shit. I thought it was the worst fucking interpretation of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles ever made. The only part I liked in the first movie was them like beatboxing in an elevator. I mean, like, I went to watch a movie with ninjas in it and we got some souped up security team with mini guns and fucking guns and shit. I was like, where are the ninjas? Where are the Foot Clan? They're no security team. They're fucking ninjas. Hopefully we get ninjas in this one. I see Shredder's up in there without his helmet, which makes no sense to me, and they got some pretty boy in there. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe.
They're not really inconspicuous with wearing a helmet all the time.
Yeah, true. But look, this trailer kind of more or less sold that. Look, we're dealing with mutants and stuff. The tone is comedic, or whatever. It has the tone and feel of the 80s cartoons in this trailer. I just hope the movie delivers on that promise, because the last movie to me was dog shit, and I really do mean that. I don't mince my words there. I thought it was a fucking travesty. And what I think is really bad with Ninja Turtles is that this is aimed at kids at the moment, and if you watch the Nickelodeon show that they're rocking at the moment, that is a great show with that IP. In fact, I would go so far to say the current show that is playing at the moment for kids is the closest to the comic books than the 80s cartoons was, and well, it's a really good show for a kids' cartoon. Yeah, it has one or two minor things bad about it, but let's concentrate on the movie here. The movie sucked.
Okay, we're not talking about the movie, dude. We're talking about the trailer.
But hopefully, you know, be honest, this trailer was a good trailer. All right, but for me,
okay, keep it on point, man. Keep it on point.
No, let me finish. For me, they need to show me something that makes me want to put my butt in the seat. this trailer was the right direction to go for me. Hopefully it's a good movie. But, you know, this interpretation of the Turtles hasn't really sold me since the last movie. But we'll see what this movie said. I feel like I'm on a negative one because I haven't liked one trailer that we've like popped out recently.
Yeah.
Anyway, over to the next one. The Shallows. The Shallows?
Yeah.
Yeah. The Shallows.
Are you going to interrupt me every time I try to say something?
No, did I?
Every time I try to say something.
I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. You rock on, man. Okay.
Totally just did that.
Okay, so The Shallows is the next trailer we're watching. And so, sorry, Shallows was the next trailer we watched. This is Jaws. Jaws meets Castaway. Jaws meets Castaway because the way the trailer what the trailer shows is that who's the chick in this film?
Blake Lively.
Yeah, the chick that's married to some dude. I've just completely lost my mojo.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Where'd you put it?
Anyway, so what's in this trailer? So a girl goes to this beach and she's what is she doing? I guess she's a surfboarder. She's it's clearly something personal. I think her mother was on this beach or something. Who found this secluded area, and I don't know what part of the world it's on, but it's quite a secluded area, and she gets attacked by a shark, and she is on this little bit of land that she can't escape off, and that seems to be the premise of the movie: her escaping this little patch of land. This looks like a really great film to me. I love the trailer. It wasn't too showy. There was no BAM! And there's no stupid music cues or anything like that. It just let the film be what it was. And I'm really looking forward to this film. The trailer sold me. I'm going to be in the cinema to watch this one. What did you think?
Yeah, I really enjoyed this one. It looks like its own movies. I know that a lot of people, the minute they hear shark movie, they think Jaws, but no, it looked like its own kind of film. It definitely, I like the whole idea where, like, you know, she's on a piece of rock, you know, a part of land that seems to be getting, you know, sucked underwater, and
I just think the tide's coming in.
Yeah, the tide's coming in. That's what I meant. And it looks interesting. How's she going to get herself out of that pickle? It had a couple of people get eaten in some special ways, like that in that trailer. It had a shot which I wish I'd watched in the movie personally. But it looks good. It's caught my interest. I really quite want to see this film. It's being directed by the guy that did Run All Night, Non-Stop, Unknown, Orphan and House of Wax. I'm wondering when Liam Neeson shows up in this film, because it looks like it works with him a lot. But no, all jokes aside, no, it looks like a really good movie. By the look of his filmography, it's completely different in tone compared to the other films that he's directed. So it'll be real interesting to see how he deals with a thriller such as this involving a shark. So Blake Lively's always been good in the films that she does. It looks quite good, man. It's got my interest.
Who is she married to, Blake Lively?
Oh no, man.
She's married to she's married to another actor. I can't remember his name, but I saw them to a couple of. Oh right, I didn't know those two were married. Anyway, I'm looking forward to that. And the next trailer that we watched was Now You See Me Too, as I call it. The Trials and Tribulations of Jesse Eisenberg, and this I've got no interest in this. I've got no interest in it. It looks ridiculous. I know a lot of people like the first film, so I'm clearly outvoted on this one. But this isn't. It's not. Is it Jonathan Chow that's doing this?
It's John Chu. It's John Chu. Step Up, 2 and 3, G.I. Joe, Never Say Never, Yeah, he's directing it this time. Gem and the Holograms, anyone? Who saw that? No one saw that. Yeah, this is a guy that turned down the job for Masters of the Universe for Gem and the Holograms. I guess now he's stuck to directing sequels to shit again. But no, yeah. Now You See Me Too? Well, starters, crap titles. Clearly, the obvious title was Now You Don't, just saying. But, I don't know, the first movie, I thought it was okay. There was a point when I was watching it where I thought, wow, this could be a really great movie. And it ended up being like a mediocre one. It was one of those ones where I guess I was trying to second guess the ending. But, no, I enjoyed the first one for what it was. It could have easily just been a one-off movie. The sequel has the potential to be better than the first if they work on the heist angle a lot more. I see they got Harry Potter in there, branching out again.
What's his name?
He looks interesting.
What's his
Harry
name?
Potter. Harry Potter.
No, what's his name?
Daniel Radcliffe.
Thank you.
But yeah, we'll see. We'll see how it goes. I mean, like, I'm not excited for it, but I'll watch it.
Do you think calling a film Now You See Me, Now You Don't is a good title for a film?
It's the obvious title for this film.
So what were you saying? Were you saying call it...
Now You Don't?
So, can I have one ticket for Now You Don't, please?
Yeah. Hey, I've heard a lot of crap movie titles in my time, okay? They may as well have went all out if they were doing... You know what? I never thought they were going to do a sequel. Just the fact it's called Now You See Me Too, it's like... You know what I mean? Like, and anyway, they're doing a third one anyway. John Cho is signed for the third one, so they're franchising this, man.
Yeah. Well,
The first one obviously made a lot of money.
I think they should call the next one Jesse Eisenberg.
Jesse Eisenberg.
Yeah, just Jesse Eisenberg.
You really don't like that guy.
Nah.
Imagine the man went in to take a job as Jimmy Olsen, came out Lex Luthor. That's not his fault.
It really is. Yeah, okay, so Now You See Me Too comes out sometime in 2028. That's not a real date, by the way. That's not the real date, by the way, I'm just messing. Okay, so those are the end of the trailers that dropped onto the news topics. So Marvel Studios is committed to bringing this Black Widow solo movie to the screen. And my issue with that is that Scarlett Johansson now has another potential franchise on her back. I'm not sure they could recast her as Black Widow.
They could, but I don't see them doing that, and I don't see Scarlett Johansson giving the role up. She's a known comic book fan, and she loves the role. So,
okay, well let's say this. Say Ghost in the Shell blows up, and it's like, okay, we're going into production to one straight away, and she does something like Black Widow, which is very similar to what Ghost in the Shell is. Do you think? I mean, I know it's not even under the same umbrella anymore. I thought it was Disney as well, but it's now Universal. So yeah, not Universal, Paramount. So yeah, maybe they can. Maybe they could sort something out with that. But do you want to see a solo movie to that? To Black Widow.
You know what? A lot of people have asked for this, funnily enough. I'm not bothered either way. If they do it, I'm sure it'll be good under the Marvel banner. But I mean, I personally think that this is driven by the actress and the star. You know what I mean? A lot of people have kind of like, like this character throughout the course of the Marvel movies. So, they've been screaming for it for quite a while now. Once you get her shot, blah blah. I don't see this movie being a potential franchise unless they personally want it to be, because she's always been like.
What film are we talking about? Black Widow.
Black Widow.
Of course, it's going to be a franchise.
Well, she doesn't have her own comic book.
Doesn't matter.
Well, no. But I'm just saying she's always been a support. She might have had like a one-off special or mini-series and stuff. Mm-hmm. Outside like her origin or like her backstory, she's more a supporting character than she is a main lead. I think they could get away with one movie, multiple movies. Well, if it's successful, I'm sure they will make more. You know, it's premature, man. I mean, like, they make it, it comes out, it's a hit, cool. I don't see Marvel putting Black Widow 2 into production straight away over a Fantastic Four film if they got the rights back, or
Do you think so?
no, I don't think they would, because
I
think,
would.
No, because I think Marvel are kind of committed in their core characters.
So what you're saying is that,
Yeah.
that you don't think that they'll do a sequel to Black Widow?
Not straight away.
Yeah, they would.
Maybe they would, but like not. Let's just say.
They'll stick with the continuity of wherever the character ends up in the MCU. But
oh yeah, of course. But then
there's no way Fantastic Four would ever trump that. That's,
yeah, but what I'm trying to say.
That's rocket fuel at the moment. No one's going to touch.
Yeah, but what I'm trying to say is, if you look at their releases so far, okay, the only movie where they've rushed into production straight away was Iron Man 2, okay, because Iron Man was the standalone beacon in the MCU. Then they formulated their plan.
Right.
If you see where I'm going with this, okay. Now Iron Man 3 didn't come out till the next phase, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Because they were concentrating on establishing their other characters. Okay? So for them to bring out a Black Widow, well, it's not coming into phase 3, it'll be in phase 4. Whatever phase 4 will be. Because so far, it's Guardians of the Galaxy and now this. If you know what I mean. Has it been confirmed 100%? Okay,
no. This is
was this all speculation?
This is Kevin Feige. He was he was being interviewed about Civil War.
Oh, okay.
And I guess someone started talking to him about the Black Widow film.
Oh, okay. But I mean, like, you know, if it's a hit, it won't come like within 2 years. It will come for the next phase, because they do things in their phases. So that might be 3 or 4 years later, depending on what the slate is and what their plan is. And that's where I'd say Marvel differ from other studios, because they know what their plan is. They stick to the plan, and if there's something that will deviate, they might move something forward and shift, if that makes sense. At the moment, Black Widow's I think Doctor Strange will probably get a sequel in that, you know, but by the time the Doctor Strange sequel comes out, if there is a Doctor Strange sequel, it'd be a couple of years. Like, look at what happened with Ant-Man. Ant-Man was a standalone film. They didn't announce Ant-Man or Wasp till much later. And if you look when that comes out, that's far later on down the line than if it was something that they were going to capitalise on, like how most studios do, if that makes sense. Like, usually it'll be like, okay, it's got to come out now, and it'll come out in a year or two later.
Yeah. Marvel
don't do that. And that's the point I was trying to make. You know, they'll fit in the sequel. Hell, they'd probably work it around their availability if Ghost in the Shell, you know what I mean, was a big hit franchise or whatever.
Well, yeah, this is what I mean. It's I think the bigger point I was trying to make is that because the two characters are so very similar, do you think she would want to play that? Do you think she will want to play? Because it's not giving her much scope. Because, I mean, Major Kusanagi herself is quite a complex character, more complex than the Black Widow is.
Yeah.
But they're similar. And I think she's a actress that wants to be challenged to a certain degree. So I don't think she would stick around for both.
I could see where you're getting at, but here's the thing. She signed a contract now.
Yeah.
And the contract speaks louder than words. So, realistically, honour the contract that you've signed.
Okay.
The only time that shit's broken is if the studios don't want to use you anymore.
Yeah.
So, you know, and then we are also speculating whether Ghost in the Shell is going to be this mega hit. That's an unproven IP at this moment. There's a lot of fan backlash at the moment online, mainly due to casting or whatever. And do you know what I mean? At the moment, it's still a risky property.
It's not. There's no fan. I guess so. But I mean, look at all you need is kill. The main protagonist in that manga is, I believe, is Oriental. Yeah. I could be wrong. Someone correct me out there if I'm wrong. And Tom Cruise is not Oriental.
That is true.
And because I don't think that manga is known that well. I mean, Ghost in the Shell is like as where Akira is. Everyone knows what Akira. Well, people that know what Akira is know what Akira is, and people that know what Ghost in the Shell is know what Ghost in the Shell is. But again, you're right. Until the film comes out, until we see the first trailer and what this film will look like, we won't be able to tell whether it's going to be something potentially special or something that's just going to sit on the wayside. I've got my issues with the director because we'll see. We'll see, as you said. On to the next topic, which is Ben Affleck and Batman and the Justice League universe.
Yeah, apparently he's executive producer now. How do you feel about that, Joe?
I couldn't give a damn.
Neither could I. I mean, it doesn't mean shit. I mean, what is the job of an executive producer?
In that case, Kiefer Sutherland is probably a producer on that as well.
Yeah.
And what do I mean by that? Absolutely what that means. It doesn't mean anything.
It doesn't. All it is a brand name for you tarts to go, oh my God, Ben Affleck's producing it. It must be good. I mean, look. Here's the thing. Christopher Nolan was a producer on Man of Steel and Batman Superman. Okay? He didn't have a job there. All he did in order to get the script made was that he had no input into the writing of Man of Steel. David Goyer had written a take on Superman. He couldn't get it approved by Warner's. So all he did, he's friends with Nolan. Nolan was like, okay, this is a take that I like. I want this made. No one at Warner's is going to question Christopher Nolan after the Dark Knight trilogy on what he wants to do next. So they're like, sure, we'll let you produce it. So his name's on it. And then he hires the director and then, you guys go off, make the script. Cool, my name's on the picture. Done. He might put a few bob in there. Here's a few. That's money for all you people that don't know the terminology I use there. He might have given them some money, his Dark Knight money, to go make the picture. That's all that's happened there. With Batman Superman, his only contribution was casting Ben Affleck and making sure that everyone on Earth knows that this new interpretation of Batman has nothing to do with his Dark Knight trilogy, because he wants that separate from the DC universe that's being created at the moment right now. And that's the sole purpose of Christopher Nolan's input into any of these films. Not making the creative decisions on what goes on, not this, that, because he doesn't give a flying fuck. He's going off making great movies like Interstellar and this new World War One flick that's coming out soon. Just like, Ben Affleck. Ben Affleck, you know what? They've had the script for Justice League for years now. It's been there. It's been sat there. All right? They've already written that. They've started shooting now. It's been shot in Leavesden Studios just up the road, or Pinewood, or wherever it is in London they're shooting it. And they're doing it now. Them announcing that Ben Affleck is producer is just so that people can get a hard-on over Ben Affleck, like, having more input rather than just being there as Batman. I mean, like, he's not, unless Ben Affleck says, hey, I gave him a few dollars here and there, or, you know what I mean? Or they actually say that he wrote the script, or, you know what I mean? Something like that. To that capacity, I could buy. Because at the moment, it's Zack Snyder's baby as a director. What's Ben Affleck going to do? Nothing. He's just going to wear the suit and do what he's told. Because that's what he did with Batman Superman. And he was personally great in that movie. This doesn't change a thing. Alright? This is just using his name as a brand name to get people's dicks hard. Okay? So that all you cinemaphiles that don't know how the fucking industry works could just stroke one and go, yeah, okay, this movie's
I believe the
great.
term is cinephiles.
Did I say? What did I say?
Cinemaphiles.
Cinephiles, paedophiles.
Whoa.
Same difference. You guys have been stroking your shit.
I'm going to retract that.
Yeah, okay, sorry. It's just,
I'll take that.
Either way, that's all it's there for. That is all it's there for. Just to have someone just go, oh, so Ben Affleck is executive producing it. It's going to be awesome. Yay.
Okay, well, and the the film that World War One film that Christopher Nolan is directing is called Dunkirk, which is in pre-production at the moment. Yeah, I don't really have much to say about it, to be honest. After watching this Batman vs Superman, I've completely disenfranchised from anything that DC are doing. I don't even want to see Suicide Squad, to be honest.
Yeah. Well, this executive.
Let me finish.
Okay, sorry.
I don't. They've still got uphill. They've got uphill battle.
Yeah.
It's become even steeper.
Yeah.
It's almost nearly 90 degrees.
Man, that's what this this executive producer role's for, really. It's a marketing strategy.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah.
It's just there for people that don't know shit, just to go, yo.
Are we done talking about this now?
Yeah, we're done.
Okay.
Okay, we're
great.
retreading old ground. Sorry.
Okay, so there's a new international poster for Sony's Inferno, which is a sequel to Angels and Demons and what's the first film? The Da Vinci Code. This is a film with Tom Hanks and Felicity Jones. Okay, so the poster, the way I could describe the poster, it's like a mirror version of the church, and he's in the middle. And so it's actually a very nice looking poster. You can see it on just put in Inferno in the Inferno poster in the web in Google, and you'll find the image. I don't know how this film will be. The only reason I'm interested in it is because Ron Howard's directing it. I like Ron Howard. I like Tom Hanks, and so I'm fascinated to see what it's about. It looks like he's lost his memory in this film, and he's going to be traveling around Europe with this doctor to figure stuff out.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Can't he just rent the other two films and go, oh, okay, that's what I did?
Yeah, well, yeah.
I've not actually seen any of these films.
You've not seen...
I've not seen the Da Vinci Code or
Really?
Angels and Demons. No, I've not seen any of them. But I do have a question, sir. Did they skip a book?
No, I believe there's only 3.
You sure?
I don't know. I've never read any of his books.
I've not read the books, but I swear whenever there's like a box set or, whenever they show these books, there's more than 3 of them. And I swear in the order that I saw them once, did they skip a book or something? I don't know. This is just me just asking because I don't know the exact thing there. But that was the first. That was my first thought. Like, did they skip a book? And the other thing was like, how well received were these movies? I mean, like
The Da Vinci Code made a lot of money.
Angels and Demons.
Angels and Demons wasn't as reviewed as well.
Oh, okay, because I didn't remember the second one being as popular as the
No,
first
it
one.
wasn't. It wasn't. Yeah, there's a. Okay, so. Okay, so I mean, he's written more than one book, more than 3 books, but I think that's the order they go in.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
So this is. That's what Ron Howard's doing. He was supposed to do this years ago, apparently, but I guess stuff got in the way. But this is the next film by Ron Howard, and from what I've heard about the books, they're not really written well. So,
okay. So they're just probably like writing them well for the film.
Well, I don't know. I'm not really, and I can't really say much about the books because I haven't read them. But I enjoyed the first film. It was pretty cool. The second film was okay.
Okay.
It wasn't Ron Howard's best, but I'm again because Tom Hanks. I like seeing Tom Hanks in films. Okay. Bottom line is the poster looks pretty good. It's a nice piece of artwork, and it will stand out. It should stand out in the cinema if it's put up. But yeah, beyond that, if you haven't seen any of the films, and there's no trailer for it, we should go on to the next topic, which is young Han Solo. How do you pronounce this guy's name? I believe it's Alden. Yeah, I'm not even going to bother trying to pronounce that because I can't.
How do we pronounce his name? Eldon Ethenrich? Ethenrich?
Yeah, well, it's it's this guy that was in the Coen Brothers Caesar film.
Oh, Hell Caesar, yeah.
And yeah, he's gonna be the next Han Solo.
That's what they say. They haven't confirmed it yet. They
No,
haven't
they
made
haven't.
any announcements yet. But he is the strong guy for it. Apparently, that's what all the trades are saying at the moment. Yeah, I mean, like, I've seen Hail Caesar. He was one of the highlights of that movie. He was, like, really, really cool and noticeable, etc. I personally can't see it just on that performance. So he must have done something fantastic for them in the audition. I don't know. I've got no opinion.
He probably did what you just saw in that Titus Wheeler thing I showed you when he was doing Pacino.
Oh, probably.
Because if he does a spot on rendition of Harrison Ford, then and he does the mannerisms and everything, then yeah, I guess. Or maybe he's done his own version of that.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I was kind of rooting for the Kingsman kid, but we'll have to see. I mean, like, you know, until Lucasfilm make an actual announcement that this is Han Solo, then I'd buy it. At the moment, you know, it's all hearsay. Because, like, when I looked into it, because the whole internet blew up this week. Like, he's cast. I guess people were really expecting Lucasfilm to make an announcement of anything on May the 4th, okay? You know, and they didn't, but we got something from everybody. I don't know whether this is true or not. If it is true, good luck to the kid. He's definitely going to be famous in some capacity now. I don't really have a lot to say because I think I've said all I can say about the Han Solo movie. I mean, I don't particularly want to see this out of all the anthology movies, but you know what? If they're going to do it anyway, you know, maybe this kid's the way to go.
Can I just say something about that? Because this has been my big problem with Star Wars fans.
Yeah.
I would consider myself to be a casual Star Wars fan. I like Star Wars,
Yeah.
but not as much as clearly a lot of other people. They always bitched and moaned about when the prequels came out that it wasn't like the originals, and now they're getting stuff that are directly connected to the originals. Everyone's bitching and moaning about it.
Because you know what? It's just not the same if it's not Harrison Ford. And second of all, it's like, do we need the backstory to Han Solo?
No, we don't.
We don't need the backstory
We never did.
to Han Solo. We never did. I mean,
But this is what I can't stand about Star Wars fans.
There are far more better stories out there that they could tell with this universe than Han and Chewie Begins.
And what story is that then?
Just loads. They could
Like
go
what?
back-
I'm asking you.
They could go back and do the Old Republic. They could go show us more about what happened between
Okay.
six and 7. They could give us a brand new story with brand new characters that have.
Oh no, that's friggin' dangerous. They don't
Why is
want to.
that?
They don't. Star Wars fans don't want to see new characters.
Oh really? Do they not? I think
No.
they do. That's
No,
why
they
Star
don't.
Wars Rebels does so well on TV.
That's TV. This is the film world.
Yeah, and Rogue One. Rogue One looks fantastic.
Yeah,
That's a
again,
whole-
stuck in the past.
But that's a whole group of brand new characters. From
Again,
different
stuck in the
point
past.
of view.
Look, what my point is here is
Yeah.
that it's you saw all the stuff. Oh look, it's the Death Star. Oh my gosh, all these little things. You saw the reaction trailer.
Yeah, but you need some pull, okay? These are different characters in a different situation. Yeah, that is
And
somewhat
what situation is
connected.
that? There's still a Death Star.
Yeah, there's still a Death Star, but it's a different situation. It's not to do with Jedi. It's not to do with the Force. It's not to do with this and that. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It's a new group of characters.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? About the Death Star plans. It's a completely different situation. This is a
What
direct...
about Man Mothma?
Jesus, okay. Mon Mothma, okay.
I call her Man Mothma because of her haircut.
Okay, well, anyway. Alright. She's not that big a character in the original trilogy.
Yeah, everyone lost their shit when she came on screen.
Everyone did, because she's the kind of character that you want in one of these films. Not Han Solo. Okay, I want Luke's Dagobah adventures.
Why not?
Expanded.
Everyone else does.
No, we got that. We were given that, and we were given young Han Solo too. And it was called Star Wars: The Empire Strikes Back and The Return of the Jedi.
But that's what everyone wants. Everyone wants to be stuck in that time period. It's like watching a World War II film. No one can get off World War II.
Okay, so are you telling me if they did an Obi-Wan Kenobi movie, would you care?
Yeah.
Why?
It's cool.
But it's still a time period within the prequels.
Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah.
I don't know what he got up to in the desert.
Yeah, well, we all knew what Han and Chewie were doing.
Did we?
Yeah, we did. They're smugglers.
Okay,
Fuck's
but
sake.
okay, I'm not the one having the argument about wanting to be stuck in the same time period. I want to see.
Oh, you
new
just
characters.
want to move on from the original trilogy?
Yeah,
a little bit.
That's
fine. That's fine.
This is, I mean,
yeah, that's fine. They could do that. They can do that.
Well, again, my argument is George Lucas gave you that.
Yeah.
I mean, the stories weren't told elegantly because of his writing, but he gave you new locations. He gave you new locations, new ships.
Yeah.
Or different ships.
Yeah.
Everything. He expanded the universe, and
that's my point. No, that's my point with this Han Solo movie. It's limiting the scope.
Yeah, and my point is that Star Wars fans don't want that. They want to be stuck in a time period.
No, they don't.
Yes, they do.
No, they don't.
But before this film came out,
you know what it is? I think it depends on the fan, and it depends on what they do with stuff. Han Solo is one of those things I wouldn't personally want to see. But if you told me they were making a, I don't know, Admiral Akbar movie, I'd be all down for that, because we don't know Admiral Akbar other than it's a trap.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what I mean? Like, same thing with the Mon Mothma thing. Like, we don't know Mon Mothma. You know what I mean? We don't know her. We just know that she just stands there and goes, "Yo, I'm the head of the Rebel Alliance. Here's your mission. Destroy the Death Star 2. That's all we know about her,
okay.
Realistically. That's the point I'm trying to make. I get the Obi-Wan idea, because there's a lot that could have happened in that 20-year time period. That's a time period that's unexplored as well. So that's why. Okay? I'm not dissing the prequels either. I'd like to see movies set in the prequels. The reason why Disney are going with the original trilogy at the moment is because they're playing it safe, and they want to get everyone interested in Star Wars again. And that's why I think Rogue One's a smart move as well, because you know what, you got Donnie Yen in there. That opens up the whole Chinese market. Okay, that China's the one place Force Awakens didn't crack open. Okay, and they cast Donnie Yen before Force Awakens even hit cinemas and stuff. Okay, setting it in the time period where they did, people look at that and be like, "Oh, Star Wars." Okay, and then they'll start with Star Wars: A New Hope and seek it out and watch the story from that point of view, which is a brand new point of view than you would have, than with Force Awakens, and then they'll get to Episode 8 because we're still starting with A New Hope.
Yeah.
In a sense.
Yeah.
So it's another way of introducing more people into these stories at this moment, and I think that's what Disney are hammering down at the moment. Han Solo, to me, isn't the direction they should go, but at the same time, that's because I have an affinity towards a character, if that makes sense, and the actor that plays that character, because those are huge shoes to fill.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Way too. You know what I mean? Like if they're doing a MCU type thing where he's getting a cameo in movies and stuff, it's not gonna. What makes the Marvel universe work is that it's those actors. You know what I mean? It's not next guy. It's those guys. It's consistent. You know what I mean? Having this young dude that's Han Solo isn't consistent for this universe, but. You know what I mean? It all depends on what they do with it. It could be a fantastic movie in its own right, and if it is, I'll shut my mouth and I'd be here on this microphone saying, go see the Han Solo movie, give it a chance. And I totally believe that. The talent is there. The directors are great. The writers they got are great. Lucasfilm don't want to fuck this up. Okay, no one goes out their way to make a bad movie. You know what I mean? But that's just my opinion. at this conjunction, I need to see more. I need to see a trailer or something else just to, you know what I mean, shut me up.
Well, that just went on and on. Okay. Well, that film is being directed by Phil Lord and Chris Miller, and it's set for 2018. Yeah. So, yeah. Thanks for that, Sach. The next topic is Russell Crowe is in talks to be in the Mummy reboot, and he's going to be playing a jackal-like role, and that is a direct quote. So I'm guessing he's playing Jekyll and Hyde. This film's been it's being shot now as we speak apparently. So Tom Cruise is already shooting his bits on this, and yeah, I guess seeing Russell Crowe in this will be very interesting, especially if he's playing Jekyll and Hyde. That will do nicely for the actual type of personality that he has, because he's very hot and cold.
Yeah.
You don't know which version of him you're gonna get.
Yeah.
So this will be. I'm more interested in watching this now than I was before. When Tom Cruise got on board, I thought, oh, okay, that's different.
Yeah.
And I thought, yeah, it was on my radar, and now, even more so. And what do you think? Can you?
Yeah, I like the cast here. I do like the cast here. Russell Crowe being involved intrigues me. If he's Dr. Jekyll, that'd be cool. It all depends what they do with this new Universal Monsters universe that they're all kind of creating here. I need to see more of it. I need to see a trailer. I need to see what exactly they're going for. Mm-hmm. It sounds okay. You know what I mean? I know there's a lot of people online going, oh my god, they're remaking The Mummy. Shut up. They remade The Mummy like 5 times already. It's just you grew up on Brendan Fraser. You know what I mean? This is a new interpretation, new version of it. They're going a completely different setting because it's current day. We'll see what happens. I don't think I've ever seen a Mummy movie set in the current day. And that's what intrigues me to it. You know what I mean? What kind of character what kind of character does he play? I don't know. But... He's in the military. He's a military kind of guy. Yeah. Okay, cool. So he's like in the Middle East doing some stuff, and then a mummy comes out of nowhere and he has to grab the minigun. Cool, I'm there. I'm there, dude. I'm there. It'll be interesting to see how they do a modern day mummy.
So that was a very sparse explanation of what that film could be.
If I worked in the military and had an access to a minigun, and there was like a clan of the undead coming down in bandages, going like and stuff, I'd just grab that gun and I'd be firing like Arnold Schwarzenegger out of Terminator 2, and those mummies would be going down. I don't give a fuck because I ain't getting dead. As you would in any horror movie that's been made under the sun. But let's do it. Let's make this fun. Let's have some scares. I'm in.
So, what do you think about Russell Crowe being in it? Do you think that will... You're going to get angry Russell Crowe, or are you going to get sort of angry Russell Crowe?
Well, can he ham it up? Can we get... what was that Kung Fu film he was in?
Oh, the one that Reza directed.
Yeah.
Gosh, the Iron Fist?
Iron Fist.
The man with the Iron Fist. Yeah.
Can we get that Russell Crowe? He was hilarious.
I never actually saw that film.
You've not seen it?
No.
You know what? He is joking that film. He's
Okay.
actually hilarious. He's just hamming it up, and he's over the top.
Okay.
He's over the top. I haven't seen him ham it up like that ever. So it was kind of refreshing.
All right.
But I want that Russell Crowe. I don't know. Yeah, because he's playing dual roles. If he's playing Dr. Jekyll.
Or a Jekyll-like character.
Yeah, that would be interesting.
That's such a weird quote. But yeah, I guess this is the one part of the Universal's Monsters universe. So
yeah.
I
wonder where Dracula Untold fits in all of this.
Well, it was supposed to be the first one, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was.
I never saw that, but I heard it was bad.
Yeah, I heard it was bad.
But,
had a cool poster though.
Yeah, I mean, who was gonna? There was another film that was supposed to be filmed very similar to that.
Van Helsing?
No, the guy with the whip,
Yeah,
Simon Belmont.
Castlevania.
Yeah, that's right. So, what's that Anderson dude that ruined Resident Evil was supposed to
Paul
be
W.
doing?
S. Anderson.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was supposed to direct it. He got canned.
Yeah, it's with good reason. But I'm guessing it was that Castlevania film was in the same film as this film.
That reminds me, though. I swear Tom Cruise was up for this Van Helsing reboot that
No.
they were making over at Universal.
No, he was going to be Van Helsing the first time around, and then he turned that down, and then
Hugh Jackman.
Wolverine became.
You sure?
I'm
Because
quite-
I'm pretty positive there was like rumours like about 2-3 years ago that
No,
he was going to
it was
be
the-
Van
It was
Helsing
the first one.
in a
It was the first one.
reboot of
the first one.
Mummy.
It
No,
was the
not
first
Mummy. Van Helsing.
It was the first one.
You sure?
Yeah,
100% positive.
I'm 95% positive.
95%. He's 95. Let's check his IMDb real quick.
Yeah, while he's doing that, I'll continue talking about the Mummy. I liked Brendan Fraser's the Brendan Fraser version by
guess
Chris
I was
Columbus, and if it's as fun as that, I'll gladly watch. I'm going to watch this one anyway because Tom Cruise is in it. So
Yeah,
that's
he does great films, I
Yeah.
think.
yeah.
personally.
He hasn't put a step wrong since Tropic Thunder. So
Yeah.
yeah, I'll watch Tom Cruise in anything. So did you find the info?
Nah, it's not on his IMDb.
Okay, well, I've got nothing more to say on this now.
Yeah, it's
so
fine.
yeah, so okay, let's on to the next film, which is Slender Man. If you don't know anything about Slender Man, it's so it's this meme, this internet meme that was going around the web quite a few years back, and it's about this guy, what's his name, Eric Constant. Sorry, I think I'm pronouncing this guy's name wrong, man. Kernson. Anyway, Eric Kernson. He put up these pictures of children's photographs, but in the background he would always put in this guy that's just off into the distance, which is really tall, really long arms, no face, or really screwed up face, and that was the Slender Man, and the Slender Man was this thing that took children away, and either murdered them or did something, and this is what the film's going to be about. I guess it's going to be I'm guessing it's going to be a horror film, but there's some real elements that are going to go into this as well. So I like these old kind of, do you know this? I guess is the closest thing to what not an urban legend or something is, and just have you seen the picture of what the Slender Man looks like?
Yeah, I've seen it. He looks really creepy. He reminds me of two twins that I know. Like,
Oh
in my
yeah, the
local
two murderers
hometown.
in Harrow. Yeah.
Big shout out to those guys. They're nice guys. But no, the Slender Man. Yeah, I'm aware of it. I didn't know that was the story about it, but I'd see it pop up. It's a bit.
Yeah, there's a game of it as well.
Yeah,
And
that's my first introduction.
that
to
game's
it.
creepy because you're walking around with a torch in this forest, and if you see the Slender Man, you've got to run,
Right.
and he's always behind you. It's a bit like, have you seen that film It Follows?
Yeah.
So it's a bit like once you see him, he will stick to you unless you shake him, and it's because the only thing you can see is
So
like
it's a bit like those stalkers you get in the pub that you just can't get rid of.
I'm not sure what you mean by that.
You know, when you go out to a social place and there's someone you just don't want to see, and then they clock you, and then they're just around you, and you're just like, for fuck's sake, can you just fuck off?
No, I just don't engage.
Oh, okay.
I just don't say a word. So
Okay.
anyway,
Anyway.
yeah, Slender Man. Yeah, I'm looking forward to this. I hope it's like what the urban legend is that this guy created, and it's because it's creepy. It's creepy
Yeah.
as hell. I know you don't like horror films, or
Yeah, I'm not a big fan. I don't think I'll be seeing this one, but like,
But you watched It Follows, right?
yeah, it follows. Yeah.
Yeah. So can I ask you what made you watch that, and you've not watched Ring?
Honest answer? Well, I was working a film festival and I had to be inside the screen.
Right.
So I had to watch it, whether I wanted to or not. It was a good film.
Okay, that's interesting. Okay,
So yeah, I couldn't.
So you wouldn't watch it under normal, under normal conditions.
I'd probably give it a look in because a lot of people would have went how great it was because I would have got the buzz. I met the director there as well.
Oh, wow.
And he was a really nice guy and stuff, and this was like his second film he'd ever done. He was quite down to earth, really. He talked to us and stuff. I've forgotten his name though.
Yeah, I wish I had that idea for It Follows, because I think it's fantastic. It's just the fact that something somewhere is walking towards you, not running, walking, which gives it that tension.
Yeah.
Because if you fall asleep, you don't know how close or far this thing is, and even if you travel across to another continent, you've still got a countdown. You don't know where this thing is.
Yeah.
And it can clearly travel great distances. So, yeah. Anyway, there's no date for when the Slender Man comes out, but I know that it's going to be on the HBO. Yeah, look out for that. I hope it's a pretty good film. And to the next topic, Predator 4. It starts shooting in October, and the director is Shane Black of Iron Man 3 fame and Predator fame, the first Predator film for him, and Lethal Weapon. And do you think he wants it to be an event film?
Yeah.
Do you think it can be anything more? Do you think it should be smaller than that, or do you think? Do you know like the first Predator film was?
I think it could go either way, to be honest. I think doing it as an event film interests me because it'll get me pumped to watch Predator. Mm-hmm. If Arnold is in it, I am totally down to watch it, and that's the worst Arnie I've ever done. I'm digging to Predator regardless. Okay, I totally want to watch it. If they're going to spend $200 million on this thing, risky, I think, but you know what? I'm there. I'm there. I know a lot of other people that'll be there. Not a lot of people have seen Predator in this day and age, believe it or not.
No, I believe that.
And those people need to go out and just watch Predator because I like all the Predator films, bar AVP, and I just. You know what I mean? I really want to see this. And plus Shane Black. I love Shane Black. I can't wait for the Nice Guys, which comes out in June. Really like to see what he does there. I've liked him. I've liked all his films as a director, including Iron Man 3. I'm pro Iron Man 3.
Yeah, I love Iron Man 3.
And Kiss Kiss Bang Bang is like one of my favourite films. So I like the guy doesn't write crap films. He used to be in the original Predator. He played Hawkins, and he, you know what I mean. He's a fantastic director. I think it's in safe hands. You know what he said? He told Fox that he turned them down first, and he said the only way he'd do it is if they'd spend as much money into Predator, like they do like all their big budget films like Planet of the Apes and stuff. And they were like, yeah, sure. So,
because he's coming off Iron Man 3, which
course.
made over $1 billion.
Which means he can do anything. And this is a guy, look, here's the thing. Even if it does flop, for him, he doesn't care because he's one of those go-to guys in Hollywood. Mm-hmm. He'll get a job like this, okay? He'll just make a low-budget indie that's fucking amazing.
I can't, the thing is, I can't see it, even if it does moderately, let's say like it makes $300 million.
Yeah.
That's good enough because, look, until Prometheus came along, none of the previous Alien films made anywhere near that.
Yeah.
So it can only go up, and it seems like Fox are reclaiming all of they're ignoring the AVP films and they're ignoring Alien 3 and 4 now, and so they're bringing everything back into a fold, so to speak. And I for one. I'm glad that he's making this an event film.
Yeah.
What were you going to say?
No, I wasn't going to say anything. I think you said everything.
No, you look like you're going to...
No, I wasn't.
All right, okay, fair enough. Well, I'll continue. And so, I Shane Black to me, witty dialogue. It's he's full of character. His dialogue's full of character. I can't. Yeah, I'm gonna love. When I heard that he was directing this film, I thought, wow,
same.
that's brilliant.
Yeah, totally.
I never would have thought he would do it. To be honest, a part of me wanted to see what Robert Rodriguez's version of Predator was. I guess it was part in that last Predator film as well.
Yeah, that was part of it. I mean, like, that was set for a three-parter basically, because what happened was with the Predators movie, he wrote a superscript like in the 90s, and when I say a superscript, there was loads of stuff happening in that script because he just wrote it as a job, as in, you know, he did mariachi and he got an agent, and Fox were looking for Predator free scripts from anyone, so he's like, fuck it, I'll get paid and write a Predator free script. And because he had no intention to direct it, he just wrote whatever the hell he wanted. that is literally what happened. And then he gave it to them. And then years later, some young executive at Fox just found the script. It was like, whoa, Robert Rodriguez wrote the script. Oh my God, I love like Dusk Till Dawn. I love his films. I grew up on Spy Kids. Let's go speak to him. Let's see if he direct a movie. So he turned
Who's
around.
that an impression of?
Oh no, some young executive at Fox. I don't know. It's just random person. And it's just like, meets Robert Rodriguez, and he's just like, yo, dude, like, we totally love your movies. Could you totally do Predator? And Robert Rodriguez is just like, well, I kind of just want to do Machete. So he made Machete, and while he was making Machete, he's like, no, but I'll produce it. But, you know, you got to understand, a lot of stuff in that script just, you know, I've think works. But what we'll do, we'll take this part of the script, which was like the start of the script, and we'll expand that. So they was like, yeah, it's cool, I got two guys that know how to write a Fox, let's get them to expand that little part. So he took it to two random dudes, they expanded the part, that became the script for the Predators movie, and they hired a director, and that was that. Personally, from that fiasco, I would have loved to have seen Rodriguez direct a Predator movie in his style, because I think his style suits Predator. I still want that movie, but, you know, we'll have to see. Because I think after that movie, I don't think it made as much as they wanted it to, if that makes sense. I think they had every intention in doing a sequel to it, but I think it was one of those things where, you know, he was doing Sin City, he does like 1 million films at the same time. So, you know what I mean? That the time kind of lapsed, and then they just thought, fuck it, we'll try a different direction, because you know what I mean? There's no set formula to these films. There's no ongoing storyline. It's just another adventure with a big man slaying people. And that's what it is. Shane Black thinks he's got a new way of bringing something new to the table. I'm all down for that. Because, you know, a lot of people, I do think Predators has its haters out there.
Oh yeah, I could name one.
And I know a few of them, but I personally liked it because they tried something different with the mythology. I felt it kind of broadened the scope a little bit. Oh yeah,
big time.
And I like the idea of like different breeds of predators, and I like the idea that they brought them to a hunting ground planet to train these young pups how to you know.
Why shouldn't there be more, a different race of predators?
Yeah.
And this is what I've had arguments about this myself. Is that what's wrong with that?
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. You come to Earth, there's different race of people.
Yeah, exactly.
And we're always fighting each other.
That was my point exactly.
Yeah.
And so it was very. I'm guessing people have nostalgic views on Predator.
They just want to see the one same damn Predator because I saw that one damn movie.
Well, this is again going back to my Star Wars thing. They just want to see World War II all the time.
And like, look, Arnie's cameoing in this.
No, we don't know that.
Well, we don't know that, but we know he's in talks. Do you really want to see Arnold fight the Predator again? I don't.
Yeah.
You know what? I don't want to see Arnold fight.
If he does, he has to die in the most spectacular way ever.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, definitely.
But yeah, if he is in this, I don't think he'll have a big role.
He'll probably be the guy that gives him. Okay, he'd just be like, okay, listen, I beat him with logs and shit, so so do it just like this, Make a big log.
Well, yeah, and so yeah, I'm looking forward to this film. Anyway, it starts filming in October. I'm guessing it comes out in next year.
Yeah.
So there's no actual date for it yet. So just look out for that, guys. And on to the next topic. Sharon Stone has come out of nowhere and said that she's going to appear in a Marvel movie. Which Marvel movie? Don't know. But she was on a chat show this week gone and said that she was up for a small part in a Marvel film. So, I don't know what she could be playing.
Doc Ock's wife. Maybe Doc Ock's a villain in the Spider-Man film and she dies at the start. That's an idea. I don't know. Who else could she play? Maybe they shoved her in Guardians of the Galaxy.
That's my bet.
Maybe she's Thor's new love interest because Natalie Portman's not in there. Maybe she's...
Yeah, because it's not set on Earth.
Yeah. Maybe she's Miss Marvel. No. Too old. Maybe she's... I don't know, man. Maybe she's an extra. A glorified extra.
I like this though because
Yeah.
she hasn't done anything I could say significant for a very long time.
Catwoman, yo. Sorry to bring back bad memories.
That's a bad film.
That is a bad film.
Yeah, and she hasn't done anything that because she was an icon at one point.
But she was.
And then I don't know what happened, but she just wasn't. And then this will definitely put her back on the map.
Yeah, it would. It just depends on
depending
on
what
what she's playing and what she does. I mean, did she specify whether it was the movies or the TVs?
Yeah, Marvel movie.
A Marvel movie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, maybe she's Death.
Death in what way?
Death, the character Death, the one that Thanos wants to woo.
Oh, is that? I don't know the story of Thanos. I just thought he was like a megalomaniac.
Oh no, he's infatuated. He's doing all of this to woo the love of Death, who's the character.
Wow.
Yeah, he wants to get his. Yeah, he wants to get his thing on with Death. Maybe she's Death. Maybe that's the fifth part. Maybe she and Josh Brolin are about to make uglies.
Nah.
No? Okay.
Nah. But yeah, that's intriguing. I didn't even know that.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's the thing. That's the thing.
Wow. Okay. I just thought he was just like. Do you know like Zod in Superman 2?
Oh yeah.
Is it? I'm just want to rule everything. there's no intention. There's no codex.
Well, maybe he's doing that too. Maybe that's their interpretation. But I'm just throwing out female characters that she could play. We know she's definitely not Aunt May. Okay, but yeah.
Aunt May.
She just
Aunt
gets
May.
younger. I think she's got the Benjamin Button gene.
Well, yeah, I think this is good news anyway. Whatever film she ends up in, I'm sure she'll do fine. They won't be talking to her for no reason. So
Yeah.
there's clearly a reason why they want her in it. So I reckon it will be Guardians of the Galaxy because that's got those are quite a few cameos in there. So
Yeah.
that should be pretty cool to see. And that's all there is really. That's the end of the news. Is there anything else that you wanted to talk about? I think there was one more topic. We talked about Ben Affleck, and there was another one. Power Rangers.
Power Rangers.
Yeah, and so I'll leave this to
Tony
you.
Stark's minions. New pictures came out.
Get closer to the mic.
New pictures of the Power Rangers came out, and their suits. My God, they look like they were straight out the Marvel universe. I mean, Red Ranger just looks like Iron Man. I don't know. Do we really need the serious take on Power Rangers? I mean, Joe, this is aimed at people like you that are disinterested in the IP. I mean, does this sell you the movie, or do you really want to go see it, or are you just as disinterested as you were before?
Well, in terms of it being a serious take, no one's ever said it was serious or not.
Oh, okay.
But in regards to Power Rangers, I've got nothing to say on it. I don't hate it and I don't like it. it was just I was too old for it.
Yeah.
It was. I was watching other things when I was in my mid-teens at that time. So.
No.
Yeah. It was not. It's not. I know about it. I know about the Green Ranger. I know about the stuff.
Yeah.
Rita and.
Yeah, Rita looks kind of different in this one. She's not wearing the baggier dresses in this one. She's
She's not an old Oriental woman this time around.
I know, right? Yeah. I don't know, man. I just kind of feel that Power Rangers had its day. I mean, I don't know. Like, the show still goes on now, and it still looks just as cheap as it did back then.
Well, it clearly hasn't had its day then.
Well, I don't know. Well, true. I don't know. It's just, I just feel that Power Rangers, the show, knew who its audience was, still knows who the audience are, and, you know, the suits and that look cheap and tacky because that was the aesthetic to the kids' TV show.
So would you do that for the film then?
Well, yeah, because I'd only do a Power Rangers movie to aim it at that audience. You know what I mean? I'd do it low budget, real low budget, so that you make your money back, real cheap as chips. Aim it at the fans of the show. Maybe have like one big name just to dupe everyone and go, hey, look, there's some like validity into it. But let's just face it. I mean, like a serious retelling of the Power Rangers or a reboot. I mean, like, what was it? Avi Shankar did a short film recently, and it had James Vanderbeek from Dawson's Creek and Starbuck from Battlestar Galactica up in there. And, you know, I had a lot of friends go, oh my God, that was amazing. That was such a great Power Rangers thing. And I looked at it, I was like, that was boring as fuck. It was. It was no, you know what I mean? It wasn't fun. It was just like, yeah, okay, so Blue Ranger decided to betray the team and kill everyone. Great. Good on you, Billy. That was his name, right? I don't know. But, like, I didn't care. I really didn't care. It was just, it looked good. The effects artist that did the job, cool. I hope you get hired for a job. But I just feel that, like, it's like, okay. It's like, I don't know. Let's just take I'll give you an example. Like a Kung Fu movie from the 70s. Like, you know, any kind of Kung Fu movies from the 70s that has that kind of aesthetic look about it from the 70s, okay? You can't recreate that now.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah, well, you can, but you know who your audience are when you do that. Mm-hmm. Do you know what I mean? You're not creating it for the masses to get... You know what I mean? You know what your vision is, you know what it is, and you know that's how it should be. You can't... You know what I mean? The minute you change it up, it's different. It's something different. It's not what it was.
Well,
does that make sense?
Yeah, I get what you're saying,
Yeah.
but
and I just think with Power Rangers is kind of always known what it was, and I understand they're trying to broaden it to a new audience and whatnot, but not with that plot, dude.
What's the plot?
Not with that plot. Hey, we're gonna get like these 5 teenagers to combine their powers and like work for this like talking head dude, and like here are some super robots because we all trust today's youth with these super giant robots to go and beat up these fucking monsters that this witch from I don't know some mother base in the sky is gonna send to. Fuck that shit. That doesn't fly with me now. It flew with me when I was like a kid and like it was a kids' TV show. You know what? We'll see what they do. It just sounds kind of hokey to me. You know, I remember the last Power Rangers movies, and yeah, it was a terrible movie. It was a terrible movie. It was a terrible movie because I was like 16, 17. It wasn't terrible to my cousins who were 8. It was the best thing ever. You know what I mean? It was the best thing ever. It was the best movie ever made to them. But that's who it was aimed at.
Clearly it wasn't because
well, clearly it wasn't.
It made 38 million.
Being really contradictory into my statements about Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Okay, here. At least I can acknowledge that that's not my Ninja Turtles movie. At least I know that they're aiming it at the kids now, and they're looking at a new audience.
The Turtles have all been aimed at kids.
Yeah, true. But well, Power Rangers knows its audience, you know?
So, well, you just put yourself into a leg trap there, because why not make it? If Turtles is making money, why can't Power Rangers make money?
I think Turtles kind of has more scope with, like, you know, the mutant aspect and stuff. With Power Rangers...
Well, they're both still on TV.
Yeah. Power Rangers, I don't know, man. I just feel that... I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Prove me wrong. That's what I say. Prove me wrong.
Well, okay. Well,
But-
again, my argument is that
Yeah.
I don't think anything was wrong with the suits.
Yeah.
Why not do that? There's no reason not to.
But they all do look like the children of Tony Stark.
Who cares?
Illegitimate children of Tony Stark, man.
Who cares?
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
really doesn't matter as long as the suits look good, which they do. I think they look good, but I've got no interest in the franchise. So
Yeah.
I've got no problem with the suits looking the way they do. Beyond that, the story, when you said that not with that story,
Yeah.
that story is as wacky as any Marvel film. So
Yeah.
it's a big witch throwing something out the sky and turning into, yep, that's as wacky as any Marvel film or anything else I've seen in the summer blockbuster time. So I've got no problem with it at all in that regards.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's not aimed at me. I'm not going to watch it. So whoever does like Power Rangers, I hope they do enjoy it. I hope it's a good film for them to enjoy. And yeah, that's about it really. We come to films opening this week in the UK, and we've got two films, or two major films. I just talk about there are more films coming out than these two, but the two films that we're going to talk about is The Green Room with Patrick Stewart and Angry Birds. The Green Room, I'm not really sure what that's about, but looking at the trailer, it's he's definitely not playing Professor X in this, and he's got people hostage. They're at this music gig, and these goons come in and take over the place and hold them for hostage. They clearly want something, but it's not made known in the trailer what they're actually looking for. And yeah, it's Patrick Stewart like you've never seen him before. He's pretty dark. He's a pretty dark character in this, and yeah, it looks intriguing.
Yeah, the trailer did look good. It stars Anton Yelchin as well, the guy that was in Terminator Salvation and the Star Trek films. He played Chekhov in Star Trek. That kid's a really gifted actor. I think he's quite underrated as well, because he's really good at what he does. Patrick Stewart looks fantastic in this role. The trailer really did look really cool. Hopefully it'll be all right.
Yeah. So yeah, that comes out on Friday the 13th of May in the UK, and the next film we're talking about is Angry Birds. There's not really much to say about that in my regard. I don't know what to expect from this film. I don't know if kids want to see this film. I don't know if anyone wants to see this film, but it's here regardless. No one went to see Ratchet and Clank, so I'm guessing because this is a bit more of a higher profile film, some people will go to see this. But your thoughts on this?
Well, I know in the cinemas they've been marketing this one pretty high, kind of thing, because it's all over the place. The trailers haven't really sold me, to be honest. But then, that's me personally. I've watched the trailers with the cinema audience, and the kids are loving it. The kids' reactions are like, "Oh, wicked, Angry Birds," you know, and it does have that recognition factor to it because everyone seems to know what it is. You know what I mean?
It's on everyone's phone.
So exactly. You know, I mean, Peter Dinklage is doing the main voice. Yeah, I don't know, man. the second trailer looked interesting because it kind of showed more of the story aspect and showed a little bit more depth into what it could be. But that first trailer, I just didn't get it. You know, I didn't get it at all. I was like, still trying to figure out how they're going to make a film. Again, it's one of those ones where we'll have to see. Really, I had no anticipation for it, and you know what I mean. Like,
to be honest, when they announced it, which was a few years ago, it was just when that Star Wars version of the Angry Birds came out, and that's when it was in its height of popularity. Now there's been other games that have come out that have been in the limelight.
Because no one's really talking about Angry Birds anymore.
No, not at all. And so that's again, as with Ratchet and Clank, that was 10
years too late.
It was stillborn, man. I didn't even, until you told me it was coming out, I didn't even know it was coming out. So that was
the worst thing about that movie was that good story with Ratchet and Clank. It just needed a better script. It needed to be funnier than what it was. You know, those guys that made the game and that movie had a vision quite clearly, but I think they needed a better script kind of thing to make it actually funny. I think some of the jokes were kind of missed the mark, but it was, you know, for a video game adaptation of the game, it was great. You know what I mean? Like, it had story, it had characters, it, you know, the stuff it did right, it did it really well and better than any movie adaptation of a video game ever. And that's why I was giving it a lot of praise last week, because that's what I felt. In terms of like funny factor for the kids, I think kids would find it funny, but not, you know what I mean? But adults probably wouldn't as much. Right. But if you played the game, you'd probably have more of a connection to it because you're like, oh, okay, blah, blah, blah. Angry Birds, you know, this is a puzzle game. This is like making the Lemmings game or making a Space Invaders game where, you know what I mean? It's, you know, you've got to be real creative to make a story out of Angry Birds. That's all I'm saying. I don't know, you know, again, judging on these trailers, I mean, the second trailer gave me more of an insight where you've got the pigs kind of invading their island and stuff. They look real angry birds because they look like they're going to, you know, they're like, oi, get off our land kind of thing. Yeah.
No, well, okay, in saying that, this is definitely a video game adaptation. I'm classing it as one.
Yeah.
And more importantly, we're getting very close to the big one, which is Warcraft, which no one is talking about.
Yeah, that is true. No one is talking about Warcraft right now.
And this is, when I saw that first trailer, I thought, oh boy, this isn't good. No.
And that second trailer, it had to sell.
Yeah.
And it didn't.
And to me, I don't. That doesn't bode well for what for video games, films. Because if this bombs, then
it's all on Assassin's Creed.
Yeah,
it is all on Assassin's Creed. And they just released pictures today, actually,
of Assassin's Creed.
Assassin's Creed. It looked kind of good.
Yeah. I've got faith in the film. If Michael Fassbender's in it. I've got faith in it. Well, again, with video games and films in a whole, it's a gamble. And I mean, Alicia Vikander was just cast as Laura Croft, and so they might even pull some money out of the budget of that film if Warcraft doesn't do well.
That's true, because Tomb Raider's still at its infancy, so. You know, it's a tough one, man. Video games, movies, you know.
They put a lot of money into this film.
They did indeed. And plus Blizzard Blizzard themselves have kind of backed it because I think they're trying to follow the Marvel strategy because it's Blizzard Studios. So they're, you know what I mean? Let's hope I hope for their sake they end up hitting a home run like Iron Man and Marvel. I don't see it myself personally, but they, you know what I mean? The worst thing that can happen for them is if they do a Spirits Within like Squaresoft. That's worst case scenario there, you know.
Well, yeah, I guess so. Well, this film costs more than that, and so we'll see what happens anyway. Well, anyway, Angry Birds comes out on the same day, Friday the 13th of May, 2016, and yeah, I'm sure people will go to see it. I'm sure more people will go to see it than Ratchet and Clank did. So. Yeah, well, is there anything else you wish to talk about?
No.
Okay.
I guess that's it.
Well, okay, well, thanks, guys. That's the end of the show. If you want to write in with any questions or put in the name of a film for our game, Film 20 Questions game, feel free to write in at podcast@zedosgang.co.uk. Sorry, that's podcast@zedosgang.co.uk. And or you can just leave a comment in the comment section of where the podcast is and let us know what you think or correct us on anything that we're wrong about. But yeah, beyond that, thank you, Sach. Thank you, listeners. And this has been the Zedos Game podcast, and we're out.